Number 23, Councilmember Weaver recommending approval to direct staff to work with the neighborhoods to resolve some of their water and garbage issues. Mr. Trout, would you like to give us an update on the situation?
Well, the situation currently is that staff went through on Friday and hit these properties as far as garbage collection. Worked already with Kevin Jacobson in the Finance Department, reference the water bills, and at this point, none of the properties that are related to Mr. Hammond will be shut off. We will basically wait until those individuals that live there move. Hopefully they're able to find accommodations, but we'll work with them. Hopefully by the end of July they'll have that accomplished. But we'll continue to work with them, through that time period and to accomplish that. I also heard from today from Alliant Energy spokesman, and they intend to honor the same commitment that we have, reference electrical. And so right now we're going to be continuing to work with them, reference which property owners, which locations they are, and get that accomplished. Obviously, we want to thank Holt Services for agreeing to continue to pick up garbage after we've got it cleaned up. As far as issues relative to the conditions that existed in some of the places, I think that we need to continue to put the good word out that the rental housing inspector is there. If you have problems with your landlord and there are issues that need to be repaired, we have, you can file a complaint and they'll come and investigate and determine whether or not they're being compliant. And so, please take advantage of that. That's why we have that system. My understanding from Mason City Housing Authority was that there are still 3 left that are still looking for places. And hopefully, if everything works right, they think they'll have somewhere for them by the end of the month. And so that's where I'm at right now. Right, and if a location is white tagged, we worked with Lionel Foster, and he brought forward to us that there was reminding us there was a provision in the code that if we white tag a particular resident, apartment complex, that you're not required to pay the rent until that situation is fixed. And so we're trying to make sure that individuals understand that if they are white tagged, that is possible, that they don't have to pay the rent until their situation is fixed.
All right, thank you, Mr. Trout. Good work.
I would still make a motion just for the record, and if you don't want to pass it, that's fine. I still have a couple things I'd like to talk about, or I can do it at the microphone. But I'd make a motion that we direct staff to continue to work with the neighborhood.
Okay. And the motion, as you have in yours, direct staff to work with neighborhoods to resolve some of their water and garbage issues. It sounded like they were resolved, did it not?
No, I'm not sure they were, but I'm making a motion that we direct staff to.
Could I make a friendly amendment?
Sure.
Sure.
I'd also like to have a letter sent to the residents
Right.
Yeah.
explaining the details for those who are not present or left already.
Friendly amendment.
I'm going to be speaking to that in just a second.
And I'll second it.
Is there a second? Okay. Mr. Weaver, go ahead.
Yeah, you know what, I got the phone call from Cindy last week, and I think she also called 2 or 3 media outlets, and I showed up and I talked to them, and they hadn't heard from anybody from the city. And I talked to them on Friday again, and I talked also today, and they haven't talked to anybody from the city. They haven't been in touch with anybody, but they hear and they read about that all their problems have been resolved. So your amendment is absolutely correct, is that they haven't talked to anybody from the city. No one's shown up out there that they know of that's knocked on their door. And actually what you said tonight about Alliant, I think they have. What I witnessed was they pulled 2 meters from some apartments already. They shut the power off. People are living without power. So that already happened, Brent. That might be news to you, but so there's a lot of miscommunication, almost like every issue we have here at the city council level, that the things don't add up, or how it goes. So my point tonight is and Jeff, your amendment is a very friendly amendment, that we keep in touch with them via mail or stop by and visit with, because what I've heard today, they haven't talked to anybody. They haven't seen any representation from the city council, but they hear their lives are going to be perfect. And 2, I want to say, when I was first there, and the reason I put it on the agenda, and Mr. Trout called me Friday morning and asked me if I would be willing to take it off the agenda, this issue. And I told Brent then too, Travis, I want to pay attention to this, she might be able to correct me. I said, one lady so just beautifully told me that, this is our flood without the water. And when I was there and everybody I talked to and the things that I saw was pretty close, nail on the head. I didn't take any offense to that at all. They didn't know what hit them. So I would hope that we pass this tonight, that we continue to work with them and be in touch with them and talk to them. And maybe, have you been out there, Brent?
No, I haven't.
There's 57 properties spread out close to 80 people, and it's not just on East State Street, 2 blocks from the mayor's house, and 2 blocks away from a $50 million investment downtown. You might want to check those figures too. But anyway, so I think it's important for many reasons to help out here. So I would hope that you guys pass this tonight, just in good faith. Thank you.
Hey, Ms. Weaver, anybody else? Mr. Marshall, do you have a second?
Well, I'd just like to request, and I would expect you would anyways, Mr. Trout, but we get copy of the same information that the residents are sent.
Sure.
Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Marshall? Who else down here? Mr. Torquist.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank staff for the efforts that you've made here in the past week. I think this problem caught all of us by surprise. It caught you guys by surprise, and obviously it caught all of us by surprise, and I think you've made a lot of progress in the past week, and I appreciate the efforts that you've done. And in fact, staff has gone over and above what you would normally expect city government to do in a private issue, and I think it's very good that we've intervened. Obviously, you need some help beyond your means, and I believe that staff has really stepped up to the plate and will continue to do so, and I appreciate that. The other thing I'd like to mention is and I don't want to come across as scolding, but I need to be honest with you, it bothered me a little bit that there were criticisms that you haven't seen more council persons. And what I'd like to share with you is at any point in time, most of us have more issues stacked up than we can deal with, and we have to prioritize. And when this issue came to my attention last week, it was very apparent to me that staff was all over it. Yeah, there's still some things to do, but staff is aware of those things and they're working on it. And so from my perspective, it was under control. And I've got enough to do that I don't need to go looking for problems. If you need me, call me. I return every phone call, I return every email when people ask for me. 641-425-3185. That's my work number. It's a cell phone. If you don't get me, leave a message. If you need me, I'll come. Max mentioned he was out last week because you called him. Nobody's called me.
Hey, Mr. Torquist. Else down here? Ms. Olber.
I just want to add to that all of our numbers can be, the deputy clerk, Diana, if you call City Hall, all of our numbers are there. If you don't want to, if we're not in the phone books, whatever, they know how to get a hold of us, please call us. Thank you.
Hey, Ms. Olber. All right, well, we've got a motion and a friendly amendment for the letters. We have a second, so clerk call the roll.
Weaver.
Yes.
Marsters.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Torquist.
Yes.
Hickey.
Yes.
Solberg.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much, council.